There's a quiet kind of peace that lives along a wooden path by the river where the water keeps on talking and time don't seem to be in too much of a hurry. Spring has settled in here in Appalachia, and everything is waking up again. Green stretching out across the hills, blooms tucked into every corner that winter left behind. It feels like the whole world is breathing a little deeper. We took to the backroads, those old gravel roads, enjoying the waterfalls and all the greenery, winding our way through rivers and over mountains, chasing familiar views that never quite look the same twice. The rivers running full from spring rain, cutting their way through stone like they always have. Mountains rising up on every side, covered in that fresh, soft green that only shows up at this time of year. It reminds you that nothing in life is permanent, because nothing is ever really standing still. We are all just growing, shifting, and changing while we carry on through life. We made our way up to the lake on top of the mountain just as a storm was rolling in. The wind had the water all stirred up. The waves were rough and restless, and yet the sky was still blue, awaiting the clouds that were being blown in. And somehow, it felt like the right time to keep on going. So we decided to head toward the fire tower, following that narrow trail a little higher and a little closer to it all. And at the top, you can see it laid out plain. Layer after layer of mountains, hills and hollers, folding into one another, stretching farther than the eye can hold. Places that have stories older than we are, pieces of home that feel both distant and deeply familiar all at once. Back down below, the seasons are turning in their own quiet ways. The clipped horses are softening into their summer coats, while the pasture horses shed what winter left behind, standing easy in all the new green that has grown around them. They spend their days grazing slow, sun warm on their backs, tails flicking at flies. They're not in any kind of hurry. They're just settling into the season, the same as the rest of nature. You start to notice the little things, the way they wander those same worn paths, like they've done it 100 times before. The quiet sound of hooves in the grass, and the way they lift their heads when you come near. We've grown used to one another over the years, in that quiet, steady way time has of passing, and somewhere in the middle of it, they've become more than just part of the landscape. Even the small things feel full this time of year. The dandelions, wild violets, and ground ivy spreading wherever they please. Such simple things, but hard not to notice. The dogwoods are blooming, soft and bright against the greens and the blue skies. And Mama's bleeding heart bloomed just like it always does year after year. The trees are starting to bloom over the rocks where my sister and I used to sit for hours. They felt so big back then, like a whole world of their own. Now they seem smaller somehow, but the wildflowers keep growing all around them, like nothing ever really changes. And maybe that's the thing about this place. It don't ask much of you, just that you slow down long enough to notice and appreciate. But it's easy to see the beauty here in the heart of Appalachia. Even when the storms roll through.